The president has said we will make the United States the world capital of crypto. He's appointed an AI and crypto czar. The head of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets, the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors, all of them strong crypto supporters. Every member of his cabinet has disclosed they personally own Bitcoin. His Treasury, Commerce, and Labor secretaries, all huge proponents of crypto. The chairs of the SEC, CFTC, FDIC, OCC, and the SBA, all strongly supporting crypto. This is a 180-degree turnaround from the Biden administration. Same thing in the Congress. The chairs of the House Financial Services Committee, the Senate Banking Committee, and the chairs of the Digital Asset Subcommittees, hugely supportive of crypto. A majority of both parties in Congress now support crypto. This is a total reversal of what we've seen over the past 4 years. Remember, in 2019, the SEC and FINRA issued a statement. The OCC issued a similar statement in 2021. The Fed issued a similar statement in 2022. All of those statements said the same thing. Banks may not custody crypto. Banks can't trade it, they can't hold it, they can't engage in any way. And this froze out, due to the Biden administration, banking engagement in crypto. On March 7th, the OCC issued an update. That was followed in April by the Fed and May by the SEC and FINRA. And all three of the updates rescinded their prior rules. Banks are now permitted to engage with crypto with no restrictions, any different from everything else that they do. So they're allowed to deal with crypto the same way they're allowed to deal with stocks and bonds and money. And the Department of Labor, remember when Fidelity announced that they were going to allow all of its 401k accounts to buy Bitcoin? Fidelity, the biggest 401k provider in the country, the Department of Labor immediately issued a notice saying that the Employee Benefit Security Administration will investigate any 401k plan that does that and take appropriate action. Scared the hell out of every 401k plan in the country and froze out Fidelity's efforts to put Bitcoin in 401ks. That was in 2022. Department of Labor rescinded that notice. So your clients who have a 401k are now going to be able to be investing in Bitcoin directly. The SEC in May added Coinbase to the S&P 500. Now you figure, okay, Coinbase is finally big enough to be able to be included in the top 500 companies. And you know, when a company gets first added to the S&P, it's because their assets are finally big enough to meet the minimum value. That would expect you to put Coinbase where? You know, number 400, 450, 475. It came in at 157. What took the S&P so long to say yes to allowing Coinbase in the S&P? Because they didn't want crypto in the index. They've totally reversed their position. And then, of course, there's Jamie Dimon, who in 2019 said, I'd fire in a second anyone who trades Bitcoin, they're stupid. In May, he said, we're going to allow our customers to buy Bitcoin. And just a few days ago, they announced that they will allow you to use BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF as collateral for loans. And Jamie said, I defend your right on Bitcoin. This is the ultimate reversal. We know that the president wants to create the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. What a lot of folks don't realize is that 28 states are racing to do the same thing. 2 of them have already passed the law. We've got 65 million American adults who own it. 83% say they're long-term believers in this technology. 72% say they're going to regard this as a key component in their strategy. 69% plan to add to their holdings in the next 2 or 3 years. If you're not letting them do it with you, they're going to do it without you. They're not going to wait on you. They're not going to be dependent on you. And millennials, 83% of them own crypto among the millionaires. Teenagers, T. Rowe Price does a study of teens, and I said, if I gave you $100 to invest, what would you buy? 57% said they'd buy crypto, only 38% said they'd buy stocks. More than half said crypto is the future of investing. Billionaires own crypto, endowment funds own crypto, pension funds own crypto, hedge funds, half of them own crypto, 3/4 of family offices own crypto. And when the Bitcoin ETFs came out, all the public companies had to announce whether or not they were allocating. Immediately, with the Bitcoin ETF launch in Q1 of 24, over 900 public companies announced, we own those ETFs. The number is growing every single quarter. Already 90 public companies have Bitcoin in their treasury, and it's projected that 1/4 of them will by the end of the decade. A lot of people don't realize that among the biggest holders of Bitcoin in the world, US and China. And among you, half of the advisors in this country personally own crypto, although only still 20% are recommending it to clients. And all of that's just